Hello guys, Havix here back with another Age of Legends video. Today I'm going to talk about Wurlim Frost King and specifically for use in Clan Boss. I have him going 239 speed to make his A3, to put it up before the first AoE so it lasts for those two AoE, and I put it up before that first AoE every time. So you have this strengthen and increase defense on your team for the two AoE attacks. Last week I did a video on Sir Nicholas, but I was trying to figure out a way to improve my team, and I was really eyeing this skill. I hadn't found a video who talked about using it with that 4-3 speed tuning, which enables you to put it up for every cycle. So I just tried them out. You only need to book this, but it took a lot of books to get this. If you're lucky, you only need 2 books, but you might end up like me using 11-12 books. But I do think he's worth it. I'll just show you in Clan Boss real quickly. I'll just go the rotation really quickly, and then I'll go the speeds afterwards. So there is some manual setup. I'm using a Sepulchral Sentinel who's also going 4 rounds every 3 turns the Clan Boss takes. So first I use the A3 here on the first round, and then my counter attack. And ideally I'd have these two reversed so that I could put up the shear from Rasen. But I only very recently did this setup, so I haven't completely speed tuned them yet. So I also have her speed tuned to go 4 turns. She puts up her block debuffs buff right before the stun. I initially speed tuned Sepulchral Sentinel to go. So now I just press auto. So here it goes. So now Wurlim will take his turn right after the stun, and then he'll take his turn again right before the first AoE. So you have the strengthen buff up on everyone for the first AoE and the second AoE on every cycle from here on out. And then she puts up, Sepulchral Sentinel puts up the increased defense right before the stun, which also blocks the stun, because she also has the block debuffs buff. So initially I was thinking I wanted her to block both the decreased speed. I wanted to use her for spirit, and I wanted her to put it up right before the second AoE, and then it would block both the second AoE and the stun. But she was dying very early because she loses the ally protect from Skull Crusher. So I moved her to go 2 times after the second AoE, so she only blocks the stun. But then I didn't have defense up on any of the attacks, so I put in Wurlim to put up the increased defense and his strength and buff for both of those attacks. And it worked really well. I was actually seeing better numbers than when I was using my Sir Nicholas. I had Sepulchral speed tune to put defense up before the second AoE, and then it lasted also for the stun on everyone. And then I used my Sir Nick to put a shield up to help block some of that damage on the second AoE. But no one had defense up on the first AoE attack, which really put a strain on Skull Crusher. He lasts Sometimes I die around 27, but I also sometimes last all the way up to 40, and it really depends on the war master procs and his crits. I have put some more crit on him from when I did the Sir Nicholas build, but only 10%. He's at around 75%. I think I'd really benefit from having him at 100, so that between every AoE attack he can fully heal himself. But sometimes he doesn't get up again because he doesn't crit, he doesn't proc War Master, and then he goes down around 27 or something. But I have had him last to around 40 a couple of times, and the highest damage I've done with this team is 31 million, and the lowest I've done I think was around 22 million with this team, and the lowest I've had with Sir Nick in place of Wurlim was I think 18 or 19, so he is a bit more consistent, and I've also seen higher numbers with Wurlim over Sir Nick in Clan Boss. Now let's just wait until the end, and then I'll go over the speeds for everyone. So this was a pretty good run. Skullcrusher lasted until I think around 38, 39, and Wurlim died last on around 41. I think a Cult Brawler died first in this one. But as you can see, this team did very well. You can obviously use someone like Frozen Banshee instead here, and this one is a fusion. This one was from the Battle Pass, and this one you could also get Sepulchre Sentinel from a fusion. So the only rare one that's really hard to replace is Skullcrusher here. Everyone else, if you had the Battle Pass, should be accessible to anyone. Obviously, if you didn't fuse Sepulchre Sentinel, that could also be a bit difficult, but these two, if you did get the Battle Pass, they should be available to everyone. And here you can just replace them with Frozen Banshee, which should also be fairly easy to get for everyone. She's been given out on both a fusion, and she was the very first reward from the Battle Pass. Even if you no, that was from the Battle Pass, so you had to buy the Gold Pass, but she was also in a recent fusion where you could get her, so Frozen Banshee instead of a Cult Brawler might be better. So let's just go over the speeds quickly. So Wurlim is at 239, Rasen is at 177, a Cult Brawler is at 179, and as I mentioned, it would be better to swap those two, but this is what I could come up with quickly. If you swap them, he'll go before a Cult Brawler and he'll be able to use his shear, so that a Cult Brawler might do a little more damage. It won't make a big difference, but you have to min-max everything on Ultra Nightmare, I feel. So Skullcrusher is at 192, and Sepulchre Sentinel is at 241. So these two can be very difficult to gear, because you can see I have them both in lifesteal gear, and you need to go at around 240 on both of them to make it work. I can show you in my Clan Boss simulator here where they take their turns. You can see Sepulchre. Let's just write Sepulchre here. And Wurlim. So you can see Sepulchre goes here twice before the stun, and Wurlim goes here twice before the first AoE every time. So twice before the stun, twice before the AoE. So this is how it works. And if you had he'd also go before Wurlim, no, here, down here. See, if you had Rasen here, that'd be ideal, but it doesn't really change that much. But a Cold Brawl would do a little more damage if you had Rasen here, because he'd get up the shear before a Cold Brawler. And so let's go on the defense. So you also need high defense for Ultra Nightmare. Obviously, he has 4200 defense. She only has 3900, but it's still as a use. So you need very good gear to do this. But Wurlim is an excellent choice for Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, I feel. 38 million damage, no, 28 million damage on Ultra Nightmare with. So the only really rare one, because you could get her in a fusion and you could get him through the battle pass, and Frozen Bands easily replaces this one, a Cold Brawler and Rasen. So it's relatively free to play friendly if you do manage to get a Skull Crusher. I'm not really sure that it really works without a Skull Crusher. I don't think you'll take enough turns without a counter attack. Obviously, if you have a Martyr, I just pulled a Martyr, and she's not geared yet. But you could replace her with Skull Crusher. I'm not sure it will work with Valkyrie, because she has turn meter boost on her A1. At least on affinities, you'd get 10% turn meter boost, and I think that might ruin the rotation, but I haven't really checked it out. So if you do have Skull Crusher and then these other champs, this combo might work very well for you, but you do need the gear, because getting 239 speed in lifesteal gear might not be too easy. But he is an excellent champion for Clan Boss. Hope you liked this video. Please subscribe for more content, and until next time, bye!